Today's saint is not only a doctor of the Church, but was given a great place of honor in Dante's version of heaven, which we find in the third part of his Divine Comedy, Paradiso. Born in Ravenna, Italy, in 1007, Peter was orphaned at an early age. His brother, Damianus, an archpriest from Ravenna, took him in and raised him. Peter took Damian's name in addition to his own as a sign of gratitude. Damianus discovered that Peter had remarkable intelligence and sent him away to school. While there, he excelled in canon law and theology and became a renowned teacher by the age of 25. But he chose to abandon his career as teacher for a higher calling. Peter entered the hermitage of Fonte Elevena, an isolated monastery, to pursue a new life. He was a devoted monk, to the point where his practices of self-mortification severely affected his health. When Peter recovered from this, he gave talks to monks in his own and neighboring monasteries for 3 years. He was then appointed as successor to the current prior at Fonte Elevena and officially took the position in 1043. Once he took the reins, Peter instituted the practice of flagellation to the house, which was the whipping of oneself as a form of penance. The other members took to the practice quite willingly, and it was even emulated by neighboring monasteries. Even though Peter was secluded from the world, he still took genuine interest in the happenings of the Church. He composed a letter to the newly elected Pope Gregory VI, imploring him to make certain reforms. Then he wrote a work entitled Book of Gomorrah, which condemned current homosexual practices by the clergy, and a treatise, Liber Gratisiamus, which explained his position on why those who are guilty of simony should still have valid orders. Peter was mostly against philosophy because, he argued, Christ didn't select philosophers for disciples. However, he did find that philosophy could be useful as long as it served theology as a servant should serve his master. In 1057, the new Pope Stephen X asked Peter to accept a role as cardinal, which he declined for some time. He felt more comfortable in his role as a hermit preacher than as an important leader for Rome. Finally, he was forced to accept the role, which proved important down the road. Peter was responsible for communicating Rome's authority when certain priests were openly marrying the women they lived with. He was also greatly influential in helping reconcile several situations involving popes and anti-popes. Finally, after many years of desiring to be relieved of his duties, he was allowed to resign his post in 1067. He passed away in Faenza in 1072 and was made a doctor of the Church in 1828. It should be noted that although no formal canonization process has ever taken place for Peter, his feast is still celebrated on this day, February 23rd.